Ladies and gentlemen, and a very, very warm welcome to RLS 2014. It's a pleasure welcoming all of you here. I still remember the day when we started off the Retailers Association of India in 2004. And I cannot forget and not mention the name of Ved Prakash Arya, who was then with the Future Group and who's unfortunately no more with us, but he was one of the key persons who made Retail Association, pushed Retail Association to start Retailers Association of India, RAI. It's 10 years. I think we've worked on advocacy, we've worked on various initiatives to help the retail industry. And in the last 10 years, we have seen a lot of things happening. And one of the things that have happened is the Retail Leadership Summit. Day by day, the summit has grown. We always looked at knowledge. We have looked at getting the best of people from around the country and around the world into the summit so that we can learn from here. We can ask what is not asked. We can hear what is not heard. And we can always talk about what we want to talk in forums like this. In fact, RAI has seen the changes that have happened in the last 10 years. Some changes which are very positive, some changes not so positive. Not so positive changes are the ones where some retailers came in and out of their enthusiasm opened stores and thought that let's create retail business for FDI because whether business works or not, there'll be some foreigner, some international giant who's going to come into India and buy us off. And many of them are not there. And yesterday evening somebody was asking, is FDI opening or not? And I said, why? He said, FDI is going to make a big difference. I said, what about your business? He said, that will follow on. So I think those are people who are not there. And I hope that not many people are going to set businesses for the purpose of FDI and not businesses for the purpose of creating great stories in the country, which is one of the best emerging markets in the world today. So that was the not so good part of it. The good part of it is that we have many retailers who have really done well over the last 10, 15, 20 years, have learned, have made mistakes, but have had the guts to correct their mistakes and go forward. And those are those resilient retailers and retail groups, which are now today 2,000 crores, 3,000 crores. Unfortunately, every time we reach a $500 million or $1 billion mark, the rupee shifts and we go back and become a $400 million or a $900 million company. But I'm very sure we'll see a lot of billion-dollar companies emerging. Not only that, I think in the first 10 years of retail, we've also had the opportunity to create a situation where the top 5 houses of the country have actually entered into retail. I mean, who thought that whether it is Reliance Group or the Birla Group or the Tata Group, everybody has come into retail, which also shows us how big the retail opportunity is in the country. And let's not forget that amongst the top 5 companies in every part of the world, every country in the world, there is a retailer sitting. And also let's not forget that amongst the top 10 richest men or richest women or the richest families in the world, in every country, there is one retail group sitting. So I do believe that India will throw a great retailer amongst the top 10. And India will definitely throw a great entrepreneur who will be a multi-billionaire out of this country. So those of you who are in 30s and those of us who are in 50s can still hope to achieve some great heights in the Indian market, which is fantastic. Reasons for choosing emerging market is also because the next 5 years are going to be the defining moment for this country. And India, we are saying, is an emerging market. But I'm sure when we sit with the panel, we're going to ask them whether India is really an emerging market, because sometimes I believe India is underdeveloped in some part of the country, and sometimes I believe India is overdeveloped and totally matured in some part of the country. So we really don't know. And because most of us work on law of averages, we say India is an emerging country. But truly, India is a developed country in some place. So if you go to DLF Emporio and enter, it's an amazing developed country, you know, because the drivers are buying Louis Vuitton for their madams and taking on. So that's a totally developed situation. So we are seeing this country in a very, very different way. The other important factor for the next 5 years is that whichever government comes, retailing is going to benefit, and retail industry is going to benefit in a big way. If Congress comes, well, those of you who are waiting for FDI will happen. If Congress comes, probably FDI will happen in many other states where they are there. Well, if Congress doesn't come, BJP comes, or Aam Aadmi Party comes, or anybody comes. If FDI does not happen, at least they will start working for the non-FDI. As of today, 95% of Indian retail is still traditional. So I'm saying when they're saying foreigners ko nahi allow karenge and we won't allow international players to come in, the corollary to that is we'll work for the Indian players. And if they start working for 95% of the Indian retail fraternity, I think India will grow faster than working for the 5% of modern retail who's waiting for an FDI to happen. So in both the scenarios, I think the next 5 years are going to be defining moments for this country, with FDI or without FDI, with Congress or without Congress, with BJP, without BJP. So I think as a retail fraternity, the next 5 years is going to be very, very defining for us. And I think that's where RAI believes that the past mistakes that many of us have made, we have learned, we are going to work on it, correct it, and the next few years is going to be probably golden year for the retail industry. The second big thing, with governance, without governance, or with governments, different governments, the second big thing is the whole consumer segment which is entering or has entered the country in this last 5 years, in the next 5 years. The people born between 91 to 95 who are not thinking much in terms of what they're going to spend and what they're going to earn, but looking at consumption. I think that's a huge opportunity for us. And therefore, we are saying that the next 5 years are going to be golden years in terms of consumption. Whether some retailers do well or others don't do well is something is difficult for RAI to predict. But RAI definitely believes that after the learnings of the last 10 years, the next 5 years are going to be tremendous for us in terms of growth, opportunities, and what we can do. There are few major changes that we expect, and therefore if you look at the whole structure of the next 2 days of conference, it's actually been structured accordingly. Many of us 20 years back thought what modern retail will do, nothing, and many of us missed the boat. Many of us today and yesterday also are talking about saying, yeah, online retail is going to come, so what, it is less than 1%, it's not going to make a mistake. I think it's important for us to not lie down and say nothing will happen out of online. Talk to those consumers, young consumers who are shopping online, and you'll see that they're shopping a lot on online. Talk to those brands who started going onto online, and talk to them, and they're saying that 5 to 6% or 8% of the business started coming from online. This is not the time when we can ignore online. We can't be just offline retailers. And the next 5 years are going to be defining. Don't wait with your pages to think nothing will happen and my pages will last because mobile can't do anything. Your pages will not be there in your pocket. In fact, you will not have your pocket left to keep the pager or the mobiles. So it's important for us to ensure that we are online, and there are panels today which will talk about the online, offline, multi-channel, omni-channel business. Participate. I think there's a huge opportunity which is going to be there. There are three other things which we expect to happen. There are two powers which will happen, and both are very important for retail. One is the people power, without which many of us in retail will find it difficult to really grow. We have taken in the last 10 years people for granted, whether it is at the lowest level or the highest level, because we almost believe that labor is very cheap in the country. We'll get labor at 7,500 to 8,500, and therefore our labor cost will always remain at 3.5% to 4%. I think that myth is going to be broken. It's not going to be labor. This will be a talented pool of people, and who will have to be regarded and well paid for us to take it on. On the middle to upper end, we thought that we can get people and they will automatically perform. We have probably not put lots of money into training and development. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that era is going to last. It's important for us to start investing on our people between middle and upper. So therefore, the people power is going to be important. This session is not today, and tomorrow is not going to cover too much on people, but let's not forget that RAI has always had a different session called Manning Modern Retail, where we bring people together, we talk about the people power of the country. The second biggest item in our P&Ls are the power, the real power, the power of power, the bijli and the electricity that all of us are talking of. And so the power of power is going to shift powers in the coming year in many ways. One is the costs have gone up. Second is if the whole move of many governments to cut power tariffs going to continue. So either we'll have at a very low cost tariff, which means we'll make more money, or we'll have no power for any power to make powerful balance sheets and P&L. So I think don't ignore this one small line, which is going to play a very powerful role in our future in terms of our development. So people power and power of power is going to be critical. Knowledge and learning, yes, that's what this whole Retail Leadership Summit is meant for. And we at RAI, along with all the board members and the National Council, believe that bringing these kind of forums together, bringing sessions, bringing the knowledgeable people and leaders of the country into this forum will definitely help us to learn so that we can actually build retail into a large organization. I just want to say last few things about things which can help us build retail in a much better way. All of us talk about culture, all of us talk about values, all of us talk of vision, mission. But it's time when governance is going to become a very important and critical part of the role that it will play in building up the business. Retail is no more the dukandari business that we have been probably running. I think it's going to be a business which the consumers are going to ask for governance. Society is asking for governance. You have seen what's happening with the Aam Aadmi movement. You've seen what's happening in Turkey, what's happening in Egypt. The younger generation asking for governance at the government level. So they're not going to stop if we don't govern the business well. So governance in retail is no more the dukandari governance, but the true corporate governance that we need to build in, whether you are a one-store chain or a five-store chain. And RAI definitely, as part of its advocacy mission and governance, believes that building good governed retail companies is going to help the country in building a great retail business. At the end of the day, last mile of the chain, building a good corporate, well-governed retail business is also build a good corporate, well-governed country. And I think that's a moral responsibility that all of us have as retailers to play. And I hope all of you will join in ensuring that we really play that important key role in the industry to build the nation. Thank you very much, and welcome once again to the Retail Leadership Summit. Thank you. Thank you.